Got 3 things to show you here. Let's go. All right, don't forget trading is risky, but if trading is for you, this might be the place for you. All right, let's get into it right now. Check this out. So double cross, double moves. People ask all the time, what do we do about these? How do you decide the difference between setups like these? You've got 2 double crosses here in place, but how do you know which one's a reversal? Which ones do you know that are continuations? I have made this very clear in the past. This should be a review real quick. This is going to be a continuation, right? Because there's no setup around it. There's no PRZ. Now you might say, well, there's one right here. Yes, but at the time when this formed, there was nothing there other than targeting, okay? This one right here, this one has formed right inside of a cipher. So what is that going to tell us? Right there, we are going to be reversing that position, right? So let's play into this here real quick. I'm going to show you guys some tips around how we can execute on a double cross, double move. I'm going to show you 2 ways to play this for the double cross, double moves. Let's go to these are double crosses. Those aren't perfectly drawn, but here's what we've got. So you know that price comes in. What we want to do is get that move here, measure from the pivot to the bottom, and we're going to get that double move to the top, right? So those of you guys who are trading with small accounts, I have had a lot of folks have, you know, some scenarios where they're like, yeah, but oftentimes this comes out of it first and then we come back through and we make the move. That is 100% true. So I'm going to show you a little trick about that. You know, there's a 2-try rule on a double cross, double move. The majority of the time, 2-try rule. Always first write that down. 2-try rule. If you haven't done it already, you should already have this in your notes. But how can you execute on one of these to reduce some of your drawdowns? If you are a person who, if you're trading with a small account, absolutely afraid of any kind of losses whatsoever, here is a specific technique around double cross, double move. First of all, anybody who's watching this video right now on double cross, double moves, please make sure you go watch the other videos first on double cross, double move, because if you do not know those rules and you're applying this only here today, you're going to be lost. This is not how you execute a standard double cross, double move. This is specifically a technique around double cross, double moves if you want to kind of finagle it. So we know that we've got the 2-try rule, but what if redrawn these here? So price comes into it and we go and we take our entry. Let's do an orange for our entry. So let's say that on this second cross we enter in and we're going to do an orange here for our entry. So there's our entry. Again, we're pretty close to it. Now, oftentimes you might be behind on it. That's okay. Our ideal is right there, right? We want dead on in the center. This is that targeting. We want to get in right here, okay? But let's say that we missed a little bit. Doesn't really matter. Where is our stop? Our stop, we already know. If I'm going to the long side because our move has come from the bottom up, then we know we're going long. So our stop is going to be below the 2 crosses, right? Here is our stop down here. Now, oftentimes price is going to come right down here. We're moving up, we stop out, kind of, you know, toots around, then comes up, and then boom, we make our move, right? So where is our second entry? So our 2-try rule here, let's go back to my orange. And so my second entry is going to be right here to get long. And we're going to make that measured move out to our target up above with our stop right here. Now, on that first move, let's say that we had entered in on 2 contracts. So first try, we were in, actually I don't want to confuse that. Let's say that it was, we went 4 contracts just for not being confusing when we're drawing this up later. So we're in 4 contracts on our first entry. Then on our second entry, can we be 4? Pop quiz. No, we've got to be more, right? So we have to at least be 5. But let's say that on this next one, I'm entering in, and on this next one, I'm going to go 6 contracts. Boom, I'm in. I'm taking it up long. Now, if we enter in right here, where's our stop? Still same location for our stop. That does not change. Still below the crosses. So, you know, our worst case scenario, we have lost part 1, we lose this little section right here. Part 2, we've lost this little section right here. This is your max loss on a double cross, double move, is 2 sections of this, okay? 1 and 2. Absolute max loss on a scenario where double cross, double move doesn't work for you. This is your risk. The reward is much greater. That is the beautiful thing about double cross, double move. But imagine that you didn't take this one. So here is the new technique. I don't want to say new, but introducing this technique for anybody who cannot afford any kind of loss. Maybe you've already taken some drawdown and whatnot. You've restart with a small account, whatever your situation is, or maybe you're doing some kind of small account challenge or joining in on one of those trader funding programs and they've got all the lockdown rules. Then what you're going to want to do is you're going to have to be more specific in your double cross, double moves. Maybe you can't take the first trade. Okay, don't take the first trade. Assume that we break down, okay, and as price comes back through, you've got two opportunities to enter in on this where you can really maximize your wins. Two things. One, you can enter in as we come into the stop zone. So you've got the stop zone here. Now, entry number one for, again, small contracts, toe in the water only. You should not be getting big right here, okay? Toe in the water right here, okay? All other rules apply. Trade this like it is a dot entry. You're coming in. We enter in at the stop zone, part one. Part two, as the position moves up, here is two. You get two entries on what would normally be a two-try rule entry. Now, you could technically on a two-try rule do this as well. I wouldn't recommend that because, again, you've already put risk on the table from here to here from the prior trade. However, if you are initiating right off the bat, you're able to put on the risk on the second part. Plus, you've got things more in your favor as we start to come back into this area. So, two areas now. If you don't want to take this one, you really just like absolutely no risk to you, don't take this one then. Don't do toe in the water right here, and only enter in right here as we break back through that double cross double move zone line, and we enter in long. You can enter in right there. You do not have to do the 6 contracts. Now you could start with whatever your beginning was, whether you're 2 contracts, 3 contracts, 4, or if you, again, you're a big player, you want to go in 8, you're working your way up to 12 or 16s, you're trying to get to 24s. In the end, depending on what time frame you're coming in, a higher time frame, you can get in bigger trades. Smaller time frames, be careful of that. Remember, you need to stay small. If you're on small, stay small, okay? Keep those things in mind, but we're entering in right here. Hopefully everybody understands this, okay? Rather than entering a standard position on the first entry, we're now entering in on the two-try rule entry only. Right now, this is going to be, you know, a scenario plus and, you know, pros and cons. You are going to miss out on some trades. There are going to be a lot of these double cross double moves. I'm going to show you one in a minute where it goes straight to target without ever having the opportunity to do that second entry. That is going to happen, but it is also reducing your risk, reducing your reward opportunity, but also reducing your risk. Again, you have to kind of play this for your own as far as like what you're thinking for your plays, but this is one opportunity and way to play this trade. All right, so let's pop back past that mess here, and let's go look at an example of one right here where you would have missed out, right? So if you do this method, yes, you're going to miss out on great plays like this one. This one did not break the plane at the bottom, right? Where would the stop have been? Stop would have been underneath here. You're entering in right here. As you see that second cross, we're going long. What is our measurement? Our measurement is from here to here, projects out from here to here. Perfect targeting. Now, you see the double cross up here? Because this is an ender move, this is oftentimes not going to work as a double cross double move anyhow, but this is a play where if this play were to come back through, stops out underneath, and we start to initiate another one, we're going to see that here in just a moment. I'm going to do this in market replay, and we will see how this plays out. But this one would have not given you an opportunity for a second stop. So again, these types, you're going to miss out. Everybody got that? That's okay. That's the types you're going to miss. Now, again, there are some perfect ones like this, which is why, again, not necessarily my recommended method for this. I still think that, you know, reward comes with risk. You're going to have to put on some risk. And this is one of those scenarios where I love double cross double moves. So and again, with a larger account, this is not going to be a problem. But if you're on a smaller account, you may have to, you know, hold out, because this could, as we've seen before, whoops, hold on a second. Not sure what happened right there. Pressed the wrong button and messed up my OBS. So we are going to take an entry off of this play right here. The price comes down, ends up maybe stopping out and kind of working here and then moving on its way up. Okay, this is a type that I'm talking about. This would have been awesome, but since you didn't get that here, there's no re-entry where you could have gotten in right here, which would have been a re-entry where you've got entry 1. This is your second shot, entry 2. Now, as it comes back through here, you can also enter here, what we just talked about, right? That didn't play off here. Just want to point that out, that these are the types you're going to miss out on. Now, this type, let's play this out into the next section here, and we'll see what I'm talking about for double cross opportunities as they push back in. All right, Roman has woken up from a nap here, and he's decided he's wanting to come over, and he's going to try to help us out here with this. So let's make this a little bit larger, and let's take a peek at how this is going to play out. Okay, so let's watch this second double cross double move opportunity right here. So let's first talk about standard double cross scenarios. What happens when a double cross is laying right on top of a PRZ? We want to, do we think our initial play is going to be to the long side on this? Oops. Do we think we're just immediately coming up? No, right? We've got that red PRZ. We want to reverse one of these. This is a reversal opportunity, right? So a double cross comes right here. I'm going to try to take it short for how much, right? T1. T1. Now, if it's with favorable direction here, I might go T1, maybe T2 because I've got favorable direction. So keep that in mind. But at least for me, I'm looking for target ones to the short side on a reversal. Let's press play here on our market replay and let's see how this works out. I'm going to show you guys what happens as I'm going to put this up to 10x speed here. And let's see if we got some other plays here. So we're coming into a shark back play right here. Long opportunity right here. Let's pause it. So we can get long right here. A little bit sketchy because we got this red dot right here. A little bit dangerous. I would like to take this short first. But let's see how this plays out. Remember thinking about the double cross, double move scenario here, not necessarily some of our other plays. Okay, we end up getting the second dot. I always tell you recency is key. Whenever you have two back to back, this one is now more viable. So we've got red goes to green. Green is now super in play right here. We've got a shark back HMD to the long side. Plus, what else do we have? We've got a double cross, double move opportunity here, also showing its opportunity right here. So the first time would have been a break and a stop out, but look what happens right now. Can we enter in right here to the long side? Yes. So this is that opportunity that I'm talking about coming back into this play. Now, again, that was at 10x speed, so it looked like you couldn't have entered in down here at the bottom, but look at what else we have right here. We had, whoops, sorry, my little guy here is wiggling me around. It's very difficult here. So, all right, here we've got the entry 1, and then we've got entry 2 right here. I'm going to rewind this, and let's try to play this out in real time with actual executions. Let's do that. All right, so I've got this down. I'm playing this at 4x speed here. So I've got my finger over the buy. We know we've got our double cross, double move opportunity.
Fifth dot.
I'm looking for it to break right through. I got my red dot. Here comes my green. As the green shows up, I'm at the bottom of that shark. I'm going to go ahead and enter into my position. Now let's pause right here for a second. So again, market started to pop very, very quickly there and unable to get into my entry there. All right, so let's pause it right here on our market replay and let's take a look at some things going on right here. So we already have our white lines drawn. You see them coming straight through here. Yeah, make sure that you have those enabled in your settings. If you don't have those turned on, go into your indicator settings. You're going to go down to the crosses, Flowmaster Cross right here, and make sure that you've got draw horizontals enabled. And I've got mine set to number of horizontals drawn 5. So that means the last 5. That way it doesn't clog up your screen with a whole bunch. You don't want every cross drawing lines. In fact, let's count the 5 that I have right now on screen. Good thing to note about the crosses. So I've got, this is the last one right here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So this area is going to be drawing those. So the next white cross that shows up, excuse me, sorry, I've been under the weather the last few days, which is why I couldn't do Mentorship Monday yesterday. I'm feeling a little bit better today, but still a little bit of the choke up here. So right here, this one is going to undo. That horizontal will disappear, and the next one will redraw. So that's how that works. That is a sliding window to the right. Last 5 are only going to be showing, so the one to the left disappears. So be careful that if you are expecting that that line stays, it won't. That will. If you want one to stay, you need to press F6 and click the button. Right, F6 will draw those horizontal lines for you by default. Okay, so let me go ahead and delete that one real quick. Okay, little blip there on removal. I want to pause it right here and start to pay special attention to what we're about to look at here. A lot of things we're going to see. So one thing that I see a lot of people doing, just watched one of our members recording the other day, and before they even entered in, they measured first. Do not measure first, folks. Measurement does not pay you. Okay, so putting the measurements out after you've already entered. Do the measurements after you have entered, please. Write this down. I thought this was clear, but you know, I see people like drawing it out like, oh, let me measure first, and then they enter and they way behind entries, just crazy stuff like that. All right, I'm gonna state the obvious. Do not do your measurements first. Now, I've got several places to measure here because of the way that this is set up. Again, this is advanced stuff. This is not going to be your standard double cross move that I've showed you guys before. This is all the rules, all applied, all at the same time in more complex situations where, how do I decide? Since this is double cross move, it's a second in a series, right, from this one. So where do I measure from? Well, I'm going to do 3 measurements. There's nothing hard. There's no harm doing all the measurements so that you have multiple targets. Watch this, okay? I'm going to measure from this pivot to my center. That is my biggest one. Okay, now I'm going to do another measurement from my previous cross, because I tell you guys all the time, if you have a prior cross, you want to measure from the prior cross, right? do both. And you have this one right here that's in between it. So there's no harm in drawing this one either, because what are we looking for? We're looking for targets. What are our targets? The gold dashed lines. All right, so you see these three. Pay attention. I'm going to measure all of these right now. When I say measure, I'm saying I'm using my fib tool, press F8, and I'm going to do a measurement from each of these pivots to where? This is my end point right here. First cross, okay? All right, here we go. I'm going to do, press F8 again. I've already done that one. Next one, I'm going to do from this cross to the middle of my crosses. You see how I have, so there's target, another target right there. And finally, one more to the middle of these crosses to right here, because this could be a shorty, right? It's right there, okay? So now that I've got that going, now I can start to move my targets to those locations. Now, first one I want to move out. Again, I like to grab, if you grab the line, notice I'm grabbing all of them. I see a lot of people going over here. They're clicking tags. They're like tag 1, tag 2, tag 3, tag 4. Like, if there's a bunch in an area like this, you can grab the whole line by clicking the line. You see how I'm moving all three now? Okay, grab the line. And I'm going to show you a tip here on the next video on how to thicken this line, because some people are like, well, I know that, but this is too thin. I can't do it right. Well, this has two things. You need to increase the accuracy of your mouse, maybe slow down the speed of your mouse if you have a hard time clicking on that and having control. This is, again, a video game. You need to have full control of your mouse and key movement. So I'm going to move these to my targets right now. Now I want to split some of these out. Now I can grab my tag. So maybe I want some to come off on that first target. I've got one at my second, maybe two here at my second. One, I think I've got two up there, looks like. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and click them together right there. And now I've got two on, well, I got one on each one, right? So I've got my three set up here because of my size here. This is going to be my targeting for this one. Now, is it going to any harm holding it all the way up there? No, up to you. Again, however your risk level goes, this is how I like to execute on these little advanced level stuff. Gives me multiple targets along the way, but I'm also fulfilling the rules. And by that, I see a lot of you guys too. You're doing a double cross, double move, but you're like, you still do like target 1, target 2 stuff. You don't do that. You're ruining your R. You're ruining the risk reward ratio on this trade when you do that. Please stop doing that, folks. I see a lot of you guys doing this. This is what I mean by you have to practice. A lot of people just think, oh, I got this strategy. I know how it works. If you don't practice, you are not going to succeed. I'm going to do another video later this week on what does a successful trader look like, because I see a lot of folks that, and I'll talk to you about the ones who struggle too. I'm going to just show it right out. Like, show the things that people say that they do. Again, a lot of people, like, you say that you're doing things, but you're not. Okay, there's a lot of that I'm just going to be honest with you guys in that video. I'm just going to come down hard, and it's just going to be, you know, speaking to folks because I know I'm driving you because I care. Okay, I'm not driving you to just be mean. I just don't think, like, you don't hear it when I say it nicely, right? So I need to yell it at you a bit and kind of do this little chastisement, shake the trees a little bit, and get you guys in gear. Okay. So without further ado, let's move our stops in the proper locations here. Remember, we can always mentally put those behind there. This is going to start to get a little bit clogged up because I've got 3 different measurements with all the lines for the fib levels. That's okay. What is my targeting? The main thing that I care about are the gold lines that I put out there. Let's press play here and watch how this plays out. Remember, we're running this at about 4x speed right here. This would normally not be this fast, so should have plenty of time in a real market. Now, if I mess this up on this market replay, what I want to do is I can always pause and rewind and do it again. I don't know why. I don't think a lot of people do that either. If you're doing your market replay practice, if you didn't do it right, rewind, do it again. Rewind, do it again. I don't know why people fear going backwards on this. Remember, I'll show you in our videos. Right click, go to. I can go back 4 minutes back, 2 minutes back, 1 minute back. Doesn't really matter, okay? So if I'm at 8:51 a.m., okay, I can roll back a little bit farther. I can put this, I can click right here. I can do 48, I can do 49. I can do down to the second. I can roll it back instantaneously and click OK. And it just takes a moment for it to rewind. Play it again, okay? In fact, we're going to do that here just so I'll show you, like, I'm not just blowing smoke, okay? We do this. This is how you practice. You need to do these things well. If you practice a bunch of times, then when you do it in real time, it will be easier. All right, don't mean to beat that dead horse, but I think some of you guys know you need that, okay? I've seen a lot of the videos. All right, here we go. Waiting for it. I'm going to speed this up a little bit. Okay, now I might add to position right here. I've got another cross. I'm going to add to position. Do I really care about where I add those two? No, but I'm going to go ahead and push it out because I've got time on it. Remember, I got to think about my stop being below that cross now for that trade. I'm going to go ahead and put that right there. I got my finger over the buy. Again, right back where it should be. Let's see how we play here.
Fib dot, Dow Jones, on the twos.
Uh-oh, I got a red dot, so I should be closing part of this position right here. I'm going to close out this position. Wait for it. Only that part where I just added, right? Wait for it. I'm going to speed this up. I'm going to go 10x speed here.
Target filled.
Excellent.
Harmonic pattern, ES, on the one.
Keep
Target.
going. Okay, there's our targets.
Fib dot.
Targets filled.
NASDAQ
Okay.
on the fives.
Another little spot gets a little bit nervous right here. I'm going to let it play out. Why? Because I've got double cross, double move played in. I'm going to let it go all the way to my targets. Wait for it.
Fib dot, Dow
Got
Jones.
my finger over the
on
buy.
the twos.
Add. I've got a dot here.
Fib dot, NASDAQ on the five.
Target.
Excellent. Touching the targets.
Fib dot, Dow Jones. on the
Okay,
twos.
got another double dot here. Add to position. If I break that dot, I'm going to close the whole thing.
Fib dot, Dow Jones.
Oh,
on the
red
twos.
dot. Okay, I'm closing. I like it right here. I don't remember where this is going. I'm going to speed this along, just kind of see how this played out, see if it ended up getting all the way up to my top. But I'm going to talk about what happens if I get up here at this cross. Another play off of the advanced level stuff. What should I do if I get to my final target on one of these? I can scalp the other direction, right? I want to look for a scalp opportunity back the other direction, trying to pick up 10 ticks, right? Or if you are in the ES, we're only trying to pick up 5, right? So again, using tiny, okay? So up here at the top, I might switch this over. I'm going to switch this to tiny. And if I come back up here and I touch this, I'm going to scalp this back the other direction. All right, let's see how that plays out. Running at 20x speed.
Fib dot. Harmonic
Nope, doesn't
pattern,
look like we're
Dow
gonna get up
Jones.
there.
Harmonic pattern, NASDAQ on.
I don't know if this one ends up going all the way there or not. Let me pause the video and we'll see how
Harmonic
far that
pattern.
goes.
Fib dot, Dow Jones.
All right, so that took a while, but yes, all the way up there, boom. Do you see why I draw those lines in? You see why I leave them? Look at this, to the penny tick. Literally touched it. Touched it. Did not plan this out. Didn't even on my market replay, I did not look ahead to see if this had gone there or not. Now, people have asked a lot of times, so how long do I leave these here for? How long are these valid? When can I go back and delete these? Some people are, they want the clean chart. I understand the desire to have clean charts and things. Let me show you when you can remove those. Did this come back the other direction? Yes. Could you scalp off the top of this right here? Boom. Yes. I'm going to try to grab those 5 or 10 ticks off of the top there. Again, free money. Another place where if you are I'll call it the nervous trader, where you are trying to make sure that you've got every trade and you want to go, okay, I want to like the hardly any risk. Now, mind you, you're going to miss out on some of the reward. I'm going to, don't want to beat that dead horse. But again, if you are trying to just get every trade that you possibly can and you're doing the second try entry rule place for the first entry to eliminate having that first possible stop out, this is another place where let a double cross move play out. Wait until you hit right here. This gold line reversal is a money maker. Again, this is a great place to start picking up bags off of those gold lines. You'll see how many times those pop off, and even if it breaks through. So people have seen me several times now. Yes, of course, this could make a huge run up, but my max loss that I'm going to be looking at is going to be a 25 ticks ever. Okay, but can I add into this position? Yes. So as a trade comes into this area, oftentimes if this does end up for the off chance that it does end up pushing up, I will add to this position on every scenario back behind this. So every spot where if I get that cross, show up back here. If I get another cross, I'm adding to position. If I get a dot, I'm adding to that position. Does not matter the color or direction for me. I will add to that position until we drop back down and touch that gold line one more time. Is often kind of one of my favorite plays off of one of these. Again, another little spot that you can play off of those, off of double cross, double move. Again, a lot of very, very cool activity that you can do from double cross. So not to lose back on my place, when can I remove these? When you see another double cross. These stay in play until I see another double cross setup show up. So I'm going to leave those there. When I eventually see another double cross setup over here, I can go back and start to clean those up. As of right now, there is still not a double cross double move. Let's play through and we'll wait until we see another one and then we'll erase. All right, so we're right here through the open now, about 3 minutes past the open, and again, big explosive move. Again, this isn't going to happen necessarily every day, but a scenario where now I've well cleared this zone. I can come back here now and I can remove my drawings. How do I usually remove mine? I like to come in here, right click, and actually go to the drawing tools section, and I click on remove drawing objects. Sometimes I can remove all, like right now I've got a whole bunch. I'm just gonna go ahead and remove all of them. Boom, there we go. Now that includes any of my horizontal lines, etc. Don't need those anymore. You can see, remember that 5 cross rule that I've already set in? So there's 1 cross. Now I'm seeing my last 5. You don't see any more of those show up. So I'll continue to play and we'll start in until we get another double cross, double move. And let's see how things go when we see another double cross.
Look,
all right, while we're here, I'm going to go ahead and address one of these issues. Remember, what are our rules? Ask yourself. You should pop quiz and you should know this answer. What is the spacing between double crosses that are going to be valid? Is this a double cross? Double move play? No. Some people might count it as that because it's like, oh, well, you're pretty close to each other in price. Yes, but how many bars apart do these need to be? They need to be very close together, within 10 or 15 bars. This is going to be way more than 10 or 15 bars right here. So this is a no. So please make sure, again, while we're here doing the advanced stuff, don't play those double cross moves that are well spread apart. Remember, 10 to 15 bars. 15 bars tops. And you need to be able to eyeball those and know how far apart those are. Again, if you don't know that, again, I can eyeball this and I know it because I've seen it and done it hundreds of times, almost probably thousands of times now. You need to get that practice in your head to know which ones are too far apart. This one you should instantly, if you're a double cross double move player, you become familiar enough to know that's not a double cross double move. Let's carry on.
Fib dot, Dow Jones on the 2s.
Okay, so here is our next double cross that came in. Is that a double cross double move play? Absolutely not. That is gross. That is a nasty play right there. What about this over here? Some people have asked, Vinny, can we play these as double crosses? Yes, you can. So if you get back-to-back colors of opposite colors right here, we've got a double cross double move play right here. That, again, little hidden gem there for the alpha omegas. Can I measure this out? Yes, let's go ahead and measure. I'm going to press F8. Boom, from the pivot to the center of those crosses. There's my target out top. Now, what can I do up here? I can also take a short right here for a few ticks as well, right? 2 ways to play this. If you didn't get in on this or the second entry play on it, that's okay. I've got this opportunity up here. Again, if you don't enter in on this, that's fine. Draw out the golden line. Look for a spot right up here to scout back the other direction. Let's see how that plays out. All right, very weird play right there. So ends up coming up within a tick or so. This is a very interesting play, how this started to come up. So we had this play. We wanted to put it up to this zone. Remember how I said that we want to remove them after another double cross double move shows up? So technically, was this a double cross double move? No, this is so ugly. There's just a lot of accumulation type of scenarios right here. We're only a few minutes past the open, so maybe that's part of what was going on there. But we kind of tapped into that area 2 or 3 times, didn't actually touch it, so maybe my measurement was slightly off. But we tapped it several times here, and then huge drop off on it. Very, very nice, though. That does define that play. And this is what I've kind of told you guys before, is you'll end up like, this is why we play this. And oftentimes you will see that center spot where we get that push, and that's the whole point of that zone. Now, nice little opportunity here to take a long here. We've got our alpha omega inside of a shark back play right here. Again, this is running at 20x speed, so nearly impossible for me to try to play this. I'm going to go ahead and try to grab some off of it anyways as we start to push up. I'm going to see how this plays out for me. It may or may not. It's okay. Let's play. Again, just at 20x speed, so it's going to be very, very fast. Whoa. How did that get a target filled?
Long. Look for a
okay,
long.
yeah, I think it was too fast. Too fast. Let's close that position here. All right, too fast for it right now. Let's see. All right, but here again, look where did we touch and where do we turn? Right to it, almost to the penny, right? Bottom of the shark back with some boost to it. Then we hit it, boom. What do we get? Right off the top, we start to come back down. You know, again, this is very, very fast. And let me turn this down. Let me put it down to like 2x speed here. See if this is even slow enough. This is 9:38 a.m. We touch it one more time. Now we have to be careful. Once we've done that multiple touch, can I play this again? No, right? We're starting to bust out of this zone. Now, what I would love to see now, we're outside of it. So what can I do? I can go and I can remove my drawing objects, right? So I'm gonna come back in here. Let's go and remove drawing tools, remove all objects. Yes, boom, clear it up. All right, so now we're ready. We're ready for more. Now, what do I got? I see the J hook coming in. Target 1 has already been hit. So since target 1 hit very quickly, what do we know about a J hook? Now, you know, we're kind of talking about other things. We're supposed to be a double cross double move video here. But again, these are going to turn into other things. You still need to know what other plays. So what do we know about a J hook? If we go straight to target 1, targets 2 and 3 are more likely. So I want to look for setups in the direction of those and use those targets as this play goes, right? Let's see how that plays.
Delta cell building.
I'm going to speed it up here. Go back up to 10x.
Harmonic pattern.
Again, this is more about the practice here.
Yes, on the ones. Fib dot, doubt part.
Wait for a setup. Okay,
Harmonic
almost
pattern.
to target
Dow
2.
Jones. Fib
Be
dot.
careful there because
Russell
we got
on the
the
twos.
alpha omega red. Pushes down. Waiting for a green. If we're going to push back
Harmonic
up to
pattern.
hit target
Dow
2,
Jones.
we need
Fib
some
dot.
long.
Russell
We need a
on
long
the
entry.
twos.
That's just a
Fib
bat.
dot.
Can't
Fib
play
dot.
it. Here's king
Harmonic
timing.
pattern. Fib dot.
Any setup?
Fib dot.
There's one right there. HMD.
Harmonic
Oh,
pattern.
but gets
Dow
wrecked
Jones
by a
on the
red
twos.
right back behind it.
Harmonic. Fib.
And the drop.
Fib dot. Dow.
All right, so point 2 to talk about with those. When you get those back-to-back dots, again, that second play, so crucial to try to take that second one and close out your first one. Again, this is super fast, so you couldn't have reacted at 20x speed on NASDAQ. But if this happens to you in real time, it's going to be slower. You will have that opportunity, or this could be a play for you. If you see one green dot at an HMD and immediately see the other color, this can be another great play to take the opposite color dot scenario. So we're going, you would think, okay, I've got the HMD green, boom. The second one shows up, it's an opposite color. Flip that script, press the reverse button, go back the other way. Or if you want to actually wait for this, don't take the first HMD. Always wait for one of these. If that's your type of play style, boom, take the opposite color and just, wow, huge smasher off of that play there. Carry on. All right, haven't seen another double cross, double move since those last ones, but along the way, what did we see? We got this beautiful shark back play that showed up with a shark tail. Turns into a shark tail. Beautiful. Again, this is a valid shark tail. Got some entry point back behind a shark. So this would be whether it's a dot or a cross. In this case, it is an alpha. Again, a lot of stuff around the alpha omegas need to be added to some of our new training that's coming out. But this is an example right here. Shark, tail, boom. Take the tail, boom, target 1 into the shark, carry on whatever you want on the runners. It would be cool to get, you want to wait for another green dot. This is your first green dot afterwards. You got the cipher to add to position here. There's your full exit on that play right there on this one right here. I know it's like, oh, wouldn't it be cool to get that? Yeah, but what are we doing for? After I'm entered in on one of these, my runner is going to exit after I've got an opposing signal. Boom, right there. There's your green dot for the exit after target 1 right here. This doesn't look like much, but again, remember, this is the 3s. So from this entry back here, this is 145 to the beginning of this to 38. That's going to be 7 times 4. So that's 24 ticks just to target 1 on that shark tail play right there to the front of the shark. 24 ticks, that's great. Now you get the continuation from there to there. It's going to be another 20 or so. And if you include the add on the cipher, again, it's going to be a very, very big play for more than 50 to 60 tick collections there for that shark tail play. Very, very nice. Let's carry on. Again, we're going to play this to 10:10. We're right about, we're at 10 minutes, 9:51, 10 minutes till the 10 o'clock. And then we got the basically 20 minutes left here playing at high speed. Let's go. All right, and along our way, be crazy not to take that setup. Again, it was so fast, couldn't enter in at 20x speed, but saw the cipher show up with a power headshot back behind it to the long side. Target 1, easy. Target 2, we're going with favorable direction. Final runner there comes all the way to our king timing right there with the red dot. Beautiful play there that was 9:53 run to 9:54, less than 1 minute. And entries here, you're talking about, let's roll it down to 29s for simple numbers, to 46s. So you've got, again, another 24, actually it's 28 ticks there for that move. Amazing stuff there. Carry on. All right, I want to point out another one of those back-to-back dot plays. So you get the green dot, boom, immediately followed by an opposing color dot, boom. Look at that setup here. We're going to talk about this in a separate video, but I just want to point out another one of these where you've got the opposing dot signal here. You've got the green almost immediately followed by the other color. That can oftentimes at least get you target 1, oftentimes target 2 off of those plays. Tends to be the stronger move is that secondary dot. Remember our rule that says recency is key. What is the most recent? Right, the most recent one comes out, boom, pink dot, bam. What's the timing? This is the timing lines. We've got the large king timing with this double dot scenario of the opposing color, boom, drops down, pow, into a diamond target down below. Very nice play right there. All right, super high speed here, and finally get a double cross double move play here. We got the straight leg coming through. We've got our 2 crosses in between. Let's get our measurements to see how that played out. So we're playing F8. We're going from we go to the center of the crosses. Boom, look at that. So right down into it. Want to take that reversal, boom, try to get 10 ticks out of it. Looks like, again, freebie there, exit off of the shark. Again, you don't need much for getting that 10 ticks, so that's, let's just play it down to even numbers, 102, even if you're behind it. So at 102, and we are running into the shark. That's 6 times 4, that's 24 ticks right there. Once again, 24 ticks all the way up. Is that enough to get 10 out of? Yes, 10 bagger off of the 3s. Very nice play, double crossover move once again, boom, reversal, take your pick. Now, this is a type that if you are going to do that play that I've just talked about where you're going to be looking for a second entry, do you get one of those? No, right? This one came through, boom, straight through. So again, you are going to miss out on these. That's what I want to point out here. That's our really focusing it on the double cross players here today on this video. Again, we threw in some other stuff. Hopefully this was super helpful to you. We're almost here to the 10:10. We're at 9:57 a.m. So keep track of that. Let's carry on. All right, so let's point out what would have been a loser right here. Well, we go from first, we hit the headshot short after king timing. Nice play down into the shark, closeout position. You might think, oh, well, I might want to take this shark PRZ cross to the long side. Sure, I would possibly take that. Ends up being a stop out here, so small loser. Again, on one of these plays, so you're entering in shark back play. There's your stop. Little bitty tiny stops on these. Very nice. Again, a little bit of a loser right there. That's okay. Next one, what do we get? We get this move up out of nowhere. Again, no play here. You can't really take that diamond, but you can see the formations. When you see that, I kind of call that like the sword blade. Looks like you could kind of grab the sword blade right here. Let me kind of draw it here the way that I kind of picture these. If I can get my drawing tool going, yellow. So I envision a bit of a handle on a sword, and then that boom, that knife piece coming out like that. Kind of looks like this, a little bit of it's like an elongated beehive. I really don't talk about this too much, but you'll see this a lot if you kind of start looking back. You almost have one starting in right here where you get this elongated beehive action going, where you can just see like there's a fight there, trying to push it down, up, push it down, up, push it in there. There's just a little bit of a battle going on right there. You can see the triple delta flag. Again, lots of activity coming right there, looking for the shift and the push up off of it. No surprise there because of the size and magnitude of that coming in, getting people off sides right there. Been big drop move, and then pow, that sucker just wrecks them up in the other direction. Moving up. But what do we got? Bam. Past double king timing. Next entry, what do we get? A power dot headshot to the short side, exiting inside of your green PRZ. Beautiful play. There might be the last play of the day. That's right there at 10 a.m. Let's see how that goes. All right, so while this played out, again, very quick action here. This is, again, all in 1 minute right here. It's happened, although it happened even faster at 20x speed. There was a headshot right past a king timing line. Now, I want to remind you of, remember when we drew these lines? When did I draw? Where and when did that gold line come to be? back here at this double cross opportunity, right? So double cross, double move, boom, there's the gold line. We got the first reversal off. Now we just leave it there because what did I say? We want to remove it after we are either well out of that zone, right? Or the next double cross. Have we seen a double cross yet? No. So what's interesting is so did this help us out? Well, we've played that gold line several times already. Look, another touch of it, and then we got an actual entry. Can I take this? No. Can I take this? Yes. Why? Because that is a headshot entry play. Can we take it to the long side? Yes. Does it come out even on the pullback? Does it stop out? No. Still inside of the cross line. Again, what happens on a headshot? We're entering in right here. Where's our stop? Right there, back behind the bottom of the cross, which is actually going to be right here. And it's also underneath that gold line. Great opportunity. It's also coming right around that gold line. I just want to point out this is a cool spot and why I want to leave those drawings there for a little bit. Don't be so quick to remove those, but you want to remove them after you know for a fact that we are no longer there and in play. Have we seen another double cross, double move yet on that? No. Have we even seen an alpha omega to say that we've got a new imbalance? No. So is it still in play? Yes. The rest of this is just, this means we are in accumulation zone here. Let's play it as such. Okay, carry on. All right, so now as we start to see, boom, we are busting out of that zone now. I can see the huge delta flagging come in. This is now over. Do you see how now that I'm going to bust out of this zone outside of the gold cross lines on a, I know it looked like, well, we busted out here, Vinny, how come this doesn't count? Again, it really didn't push out hard. We didn't have a major delta point or anything like that. We're right back inside that zone, but now I would say this is over. Again, I don't know the future. I haven't looked at this market replay. I'm just telling you how I read this is now that is a 36.8. That is huge on this sucker here, and we're busting outside of that line. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to remove drawing objects, right click. I'm going to go to my drawing tools, which is off the screen. Let's carry it again. Drawing objects and remove all drawing objects. Yes. Boom. All right. Cleared it out. And let's carry forward. Again, we should be real close. We're at that 10:08 coming in here on us. Not quite there yet. We're at 10:03. And yeah, let's see how we go. All right. And then that is probably your final play of the day here. So again, you're approaching 10:10. I wouldn't fault you if you were looking at this and going, this would have occurred right at about 10:06, 10:05. You're coming really close to it. You see the J hook play out. You've got a red dot opportunity to enter. You've got more dots coming in, double dots entry to add to position with your targets down below on your J hook. Again, if you guys are new with us, you don't know what this is, here is your J hook play. We've got that awesome entry opportunity here. We've got the headshot to the short side. Now we've got our entries here to add to. It's not just a J hook. We've got entries inside of the J hook. So it's J hook plus double dots. Again, I usually tell people, like, don't take just a naked J hook by itself. Look at the J hook. Play it after you see an entry point in the direction of those targets. Look at this beautiful craziness right here. Boom. If you're closing out fully right there, I wouldn't fault you on that. This is probably where I'm exiting right here if I see a giant delta like that, because you know that that can oftentimes signal some kind of reversal opportunity in there as well. Looks like they shake them out a little bit farther, go into a diamond crab. I have imagined, well, just looking at the way that that's playing in, there might be a 3-minute opportunity to play it right back up into this zone here, but very nice play. Probably final one right before the 10:10 there. Let's see if we're right. And yes, wow, look at that alpha omega power. So ends up calling it. There's your line here. We come back up and through it. We got that big spike down. Nice little, got like a bat wing going on here. Again, I'm not really a bat wing player too much anymore, but you can see the bat wing in there. More importantly, that you have that imbalance that fired off right there. You've had a prior one that was even larger. And now we've come back in. Final spot here. Big drops down, signifying an opportunity for a fake out, shakeout. You catch people off sides. Now we've got a diamond plus a crab right there for the move. You can see the spikiness of it. That little fakey moves, and lots of folks getting wrecked on the other side of that. And we end up pushing back up all the way to the other side. Here's the alpha. There's the omega. And we are coming in 10:09. That is going to be your final play there, and hopefully you guys got a lot out of this one. The next video I'm going to show one more thing about the double cross double moves, but I want to put it in a separate one because it's about creating an ATM that's custom for double cross double moves. So stay tuned for that one. You are not going to want to miss it. Thanks for hanging out with me on this one. I will catch you in the next one.